Amy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today. It's so good to have you. Samantha, I did receive it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So, everybody, if you are looking for a live reading tonight, you must be a subscriber of the the Oracle Intuitions channel. I almost said that the I Want to Believe channel, but no, the Oracle Intuitions channel. And there is a link below as to where you can donate, and make sure that when you do donate that you let us know that you have donated for the readings. And also, please, just some of the things that we don't read on, as I always say every week, we're not cameras, we're not your spy cams. We cannot tell you what somebody's doing at this particular moment, and what somebody else is doing, and if somebody's doing this or that or the other thing. We can look into the energies. For you, we can do general readings. We don't look into health, and we don't look into legal matters. Okay. Hey, Brent, or Dent, Bev Dent, how you doing, Bev? Thank you so much for joining us. Remember that if you are watching on Facebook or the I Want to Believe channel, to make sure that you're a subscriber of Oracle Intuitions, so that we can see your questions or your comments, because I don't think Nami doesn't have the ability to see everything that's coming through. Just I do. So I might miss some of your questions. Samantha, I'm just writing it down. How are you doing, Amy? Tell us how your week's been.
Um, it's been a little off. I'm not gonna lie. Samantha knows because she's my moderator. So TikTok has been having all these crazy updates, and a lot of my followers have been complaining that they haven't seen me, and it's because a lot of them are not getting my notifications. So it's been a little complicated this past few days.
Yeah, that even might be just retrograde. You know what I mean? Hey, Moira, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining the show tonight. It's so good. And big hearts to you too, Moira. Did I do that right? I was like, did that look weird? Hang on. Yeah, if you guys are not following Nami on TikTok, make sure that you do subscribe to her TikTok channel. It's Mimi's Holistics. It's she does readings just about every day. And make sure that you join. Hey, Will, how you doing? Good to see you. And yeah, so this week there's a lot of heavy energy. We were just talking about that. Amy and I have been talking about that the last half hour or so. There's a lot of heavy energy, guys, and we understand that. And I feel like everybody's sort of been going through this isn't so. If you've been feeling really off, if you've been feeling a little lost, if you're in this place of what the hell is going on, if you feel like crying, if you feel angry, as Samantha said, I've been so emotional. There's a lot. Remember, there's like 7 planets that are aligned right now as well, which is really screwing up with people. But I'm not an astrologer, but I can tell you that there's just a lot of junk that's going on. There's a lot of world stuff. There's a lot of human emotion that's going on, and we just have to remember to be in this place of grounding ourselves at this moment, because I do feel that this is really this is a temporary energy. And that's another thing that we were talking about as well. It's just a temporary energy. It will pass, but take the opportunity to allow the things that are coming through to be released. Moira says, making me want to hibernate, and this is my favorite time of year. Boo. Yeah, I totally get it. Like I get it. And it hasn't even just been this week. It feels like it's been a buildup, over the last little while. Like it just feels like, oh, what the hell? And what is going on, but it will pass. And I feel like there's a lot of people right now that are, what I keep getting from this energy is a place of like ascension. Okay. Because these energies are coming in for a reason. And it's interesting because there's a lot of people that are just reacting emotionally, and especially if they don't have that spiritual side to them. Okay. So, we're hearing a lot of, crimes that are happening. There's been, over the last month or so, there's just been an uptake of everything. And a lot of people don't quite understand that when you're going through a spiritual something, a breakthrough, whether this is, an ascension, maybe it's an evolution of some sort, maybe it's just, whatever is going on. But a lot of people don't take it in the extent of it being a spiritual opportunity. Okay. And I do want to say opportunity, because even though it feels like shit,
Yeah.
it's an
Yeah.
opportunity to really adjust ourselves and go, I feel like there's a lot of changes that are happening in many different, let's say, realms, whether it's, political, earthly, human, whatever is going on right now. There's a lot of changes that are happening, and we can be in this place of reacting, or we can be in a place where we're just sort of watching and observing and not letting it react with us. Okay, because we're going to have enough people reacting that we don't need the entire planet going bah, and I feel like this is an opportunity, especially for those that are watching my show right now. but just in general, right, this is a really good opportunity to really look into ourselves and kind of go, okay, what is it that is, remember the challenge that I gave last week is to kind of strip ourselves of all of our, our titles, our, pronouns for some people, our genders, our, all of these things. Okay. Instead of saying, I'm Kathy, I'm a psychic medium, I'm a mom, I'm, blah, blah, blah. Strip it down to the core, and actually take a look as to who we are, and look at things and ask yourself, does this resonate with me, or am I reacting because other people are reacting? And it's funny, because a lot of times we tend to react because other people are reacting, even though we don't really know what we're reacting to. We just see a lot of people getting really upset, and we might not be that upset, and we might be going, yeah, but if I don't feel upset, all these other people are reacting, so why am like, maybe I feel bad that I'm not freaking reacting. Right? But that's not our true self. If your true self doesn't feel that you need to react to something, don't react. That's a good time to take a step back and be an observer and really watch as to what is resonating with you at that moment. And if it doesn't resonate, let it be. Let it be. You don't need to join the crowd, right? Because, it only takes one or two people, or, I guess on this planet, one or two posts to get people like riled up,
Yeah.
in this time of day, and, or in this time, this era. And, a lot of times we'll look at something and we'll go, whew, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I have to react to this. So stop reacting. Right. And, but if you're genuinely feeling called to react, that's something that you need to listen to as well. So anyway, I hope that helps. Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, you nailed it. And it's funny because you said about the posts. It's like, boy, nowadays you can't put nothing because people get so super overly sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
I
you
don't,
can't have opinions anymore.
if I feel genuinely called to something, I sit there and I go, how do I feel about this? And why am I reacting like this now? And
Yeah.
I kind of let go of because I used to kind of hold back a little bit, and I would be
Mm-hmm.
like, no, no, blah, blah. I think I just better be a nice person today. and not post, maybe perhaps something, but then I kind of got into this place of, no, this I'm feeling a reaction to, not because of what other people are saying, or not what other people have told me, I feel this within my soul. Like I feel like this is wrong, or I feel like this is right. And it sometimes it could take me like a good half hour. I might see something and I'm like, oh, how do I feel about this? And I have to really ask myself, how do I feel about this? And I have to remove all of the other concepts. Whereas I used to go, yeah, but if I posted this, am I going to upset this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this?
Yeah.
Right. And I had to remove that and go, okay, I can't worry about other people's reactions to this. I have to worry about my reaction and how I'm feeling and what this is, what this is happening. And I found that I just don't care anymore.
Mhm.
If it feels like something that I need to do, I absolutely do it now. What else was I going to say? Oh, for those of you that have just joined, if you've never been on the channel before, again, all of the information as to how to get a reading. So if you're watching on Facebook, all of the information as to how to receive a reading is going across the screen, and you must be a subscriber of the Oracle Intuitions channel. And there is a donation process, and it's going across the screen, so you can just go there and take a look.
Thank you,
And Samantha,
Samantha.
thank you so much. That was so sweet of her. you know you know what, I like one of the things I've noticed, maybe you've noticed too, I feel like women are lifting themselves, like with lifting other women up now a little bit
Yes.
more than they
Yeah.
used to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There, it's not so much that, jealousy or whatever, or
Mhm.
self-absorbed. And this is one of the things I've always admired about men. It's a really weird thing. But and especially like I've been watching, if I watch a TV show and I see the way men react with each other, or you see men in even in public, or in general, whatever. And it's interesting because men are like, just so high five, or they're just like, they have male, and like they admire, whether it's sports heroes, and they've always done that. Like they, you know what I mean? Whereas women are like, yeah, she plays basketball. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the same type of reaction. Whereas men are like, oh yeah, he's really handsome, and he's in this movie, and I really like the way, he like, he's a chick magnet. Like they're so honest about their,
Mhm.
which is interesting, because sometimes they're not as honest with women in regards to stuff. But they have this open um policy, or something that they're able
Yeah.
to do this with other men. And I've been really noticing this lately, and it's like women need to do that too. Like we should be able to look at somebody and go, you know what, like you're freaking awesome. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But coming from a place of like, we don't need to have, I don't believe in gurus. I don't believe in idols, I guess is the best way to say it. You know what I mean? I think that we should to some degree be our own idol, right? And worship, us and who we are. But I do feel, that it is a good time to really start uplifting. And it's interesting because we talked about this before. A lot of times, like when people are coming through on chat, and a lot of people don't have pictures. And so we're just looking at, like, if we look at Miguel's, he's just got an M. I would have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're not looking at you when we're doing a reading. We're not looking at you and going, Samantha, same thing. I don't know what, I would not know. You know what I mean? If Samantha
Mhm.
had some unknown name, I wouldn't know. Um, but that when we're doing a reading, we're looking at the soul. We're looking at the energy. We're not looking at your labels. We're not looking at your occupation. We're not looking at your gender. We're not looking at, I mean, unless your gender has a play in it, like, blah, blah, blah. Right. But, especially in romantic readings, maybe there's a play in there, but we're really looking at the soul, and we're looking at the energy that is coming through. And and I think that's one of the reasons I really did think about at one point, is putting like a phone line, through, because I think that would be kind of cool. Right. And then
Mhm.
I thought about it, and I was like, I feel like by doing it this way, we can, you are just looking at the energy. You are just looking at what is being told, by your angels, by your guides, by your soul, by the energy that's coming through. And I actually really like doing it this way. And I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to stay this way. And
Yeah.
also, again, when we sit there and we ask ourselves about something and we listen to our core self, and we listen to our instinct, when we listen to our solar plexus will clamp when something's not good for us, but it releases when something is good for us. And I thought about putting a phone line in. I clamped right away, and I was like, no, I don't, that's not why. And sometimes we have to
Mhm.
go a little bit deeper and ask ourselves, like, okay, why is this, why is that, why is this, why is that, right? But it's okay sometimes to do that deep dive. Some people call it overthinking, and you know it's very true. But at the same time, you also get, really good answers by overthinking, right? So, you know, I like what Samantha says. She says, I love that I raised my daughter to always tell a girl they look beautiful and lift them up. Yeah, absolutely. And I completely applaud you on that. And that was one of the things I noticed with my daughters. They're grown up now, but they always had that ability to do that with other women as well. And the way I was, not the way I was raised, I would not say that, but my generation was
Mhm.
not really brought up that way. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so watching my daughters be able to do that with other women, and being in this place of like, oh my God, she's so pretty, or oh my God, she's so
Mhm.
cool, or whatever it was, it kind of makes you go, oh, wow, okay, I don't need to be, this bitch. Like,
Yeah,
right?
growing up, I didn't have that. Like, I remember growing up, I had to feel like I had to compete with others. We didn't have
Right.
the girls, hey, I like what you're wearing, or hey, I like your
Yeah.
shoes. And it wasn't like that before, and I
Yeah.
like that that's opening up more now.
Hmm.
Kids are the same way. They're 11 and 13, and they'll see somebody on TikTok or on YouTube that they follow, and they're like, Mommy, I really like her. She's really nice, or she's really pretty. Look at her hair, it's so pretty. Like, they're
Yeah.
so, they're not judging them in a nasty way or anything. And I wish we had that then, you
Hmm.
know.
I know, because you think about it, and then you think about, as you're getting older and whatever, there's a lot of, we always go into like the childhood, inner self trauma shit, whatever it is. And you kind of think like, Samantha just said I had the same. Mimi, I had a girl tell me I was ugly. And that was very common. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you, Samantha, but that was a very common thing. Or somebody was fat, or they're skinny, or they were this or they were that, or whatever it was. It wasn't quite the same. And I mean, we still have that out there, but nowadays they're bullies, like they're internet bullies. Whereas before, it was a little bit different. And she says my daughter always sees you all on my phone, and she's like, Mommy, they're beautiful. Oh my God, Samantha. Tell your daughter she's beautiful too. And we truly appreciate that. That just, you just made my day. So we've already got a list here of readings that we're going to be doing. Remember, guys, if you do want a reading, make sure that you donate to C Rogers 555. Kathy, nope, sorry. Yeah, C Rogers 5555 at gmail.com. I almost said the wrong one. You can do this through PayPal. You can do it through e-transfer if you are in Canada. And we're just going to take a 3-minute break here. We're going to get everything organized. I just want to, Moira says, I was made to feel like being fat is or was the worst thing I could possibly be. Ugh. And it was
Mm,
women a lot of the time who made the comment. Absolutely.
yeah.
100%. 100%. Or you got the, oh, you've got such a pretty face. Oh. Right? you know Basically,
Yeah.
like it's like a backhanded comment, like it was that,
Right.
that's horrible. And I love the fact that women are, appreciating, right, pretty face, but, and that's exactly it, like that's, um it's just such a horrific way that people were relating to each other years ago, and I do feel that we are strengthening our bonds, not only with other women, but the interesting thing is, and the thing that I really love, is that we are ready to also yeah, you'd be so much prettier if you just lost weight. I got the opposite. I was like, if you gain some weight, because I had so growing up I had celiac disease, and which is like a allergy to gluten. And but the thing is because of that, I actually never gained any weight, like any weight. So I was like ridiculously thin,
Mm-hmm.
and some people even accused me of like anorexia, and I
Oh
had
my
that
God.
issue. Yeah. And it was, it was pretty bad. I even had at one job where people would follow me to the bathroom after I had a meal, and I couldn't figure out why. There was like, I didn't care. I didn't really think anything of it, but I was like, one lady confronted me. This was a coworker, and she was like, well, we have to make sure that you're not throwing up your food after you eat. And I'm like,
Oh
what?
my
Why would I
goodness.
even do that? I like food. Like, give me
That's
more
fair.
food. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm loving my food. Like, why would I want to get rid of it? That doesn't make any sense to me, right? But yeah, I mean, I do. I think that, but we're also in this place, as I was saying, where people are also ready to call out. There's been some stories on the news now, and stuff like that. And women are like being called to, it's not so much about supporting somebody, but it's about also genuinely supporting, like, meaning that if we see something false coming in, we're ready to be in this place of like, okay, you're hurting the look of other women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been some really, really nasty YouTube, not YouTube, but like music videos and stuff that have come out recently. And there's been a few very high media court cases and stuff like that. And people are standing up and going, no, 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 no. I know I should be supporting a woman, but that woman was wrong. And they're ready to say that. Like, they're ready to stand up and go, no, this isn't right. And you know what? If you changed your behavior, we would be supportive. So they're not completely destroying. Some people are, but for the most part, they're also in this place of like, if we just saw this behavior, we saw that you were, truly, in a place of repenting, I guess, in
Yeah.
some, right? You would probably have more support. Like, we would surround you and we would support you. But what you
Mm-hmm.
did wasn't right. It wasn't in a good place. And we're starting to look at things and going, this is somebody I want as a role model for my kids or for myself or whatever. But we're also looking at other people and going, okay, you know what? This behavior is not acceptable anymore. This was cool then, but it's not cool now. And I think that is really helping people in general. So we're just going to take a quick 3-minute break here. I just want to get everything organized. And when we get back, we'll be going right into the readings. Jessica is going to be first, Jessica. So if you're, when we come back, you'll be the first reading. All right, guys, we'll be back in a minute. Hello, hello. We are back. We are back. We are back. All right. I'm just trying to get this. How come this won't display? Okay, there we go. I'm like, why won't this work? What's going on? All right. So Jessica is first, and actually Jessica just wants a general reading. I don't know if you do you want to go first, Nini?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first.
Okay. Oh, before we get started, Mimi has also started a YouTube channel, again, under Mimi's Holistic. So, guys, make sure that you also subscribe to her and, watch for notifications and all of that stuff, because it will show up for you, especially if you click the notification button.
I actually got this. I think I've gotten this for her before. So I'm getting that you need to be patient and you need to remain positive. And she's probably laughing because this comes up for her all the time. So I'm getting, try to leave those doubts, put them away. Stop doubting. Everything is going to be fine. You're on the right path here. With everything, every time I do readings for you, I always get positive energy, and it's just you worry too much, you overthink, you don't need to do any of that. You just stay positive because things are coming forth for you. As well as romance. I'm also getting the romance card, and I get this. I think I've gotten this for her as well prior. So I know this romance card is just confirming to you that love, that relationship that you're wanting, you have it. So you don't have to have any kind of reservations in regards to your relationship with Cameron. Don't worry about that. You're on the right path. I'm also getting that you need to take time for yourself. Try to clear your mind out of all of these worries, about the trip, about, the paperwork, the visas, all this, everything that you've been worrying about. Try to take a day where you just clear your mind and not think of all of that stuff, and do something that you enjoy, whether it's going for a walk or, having breakfast outside in your porch, or watching a movie or a series that you like on Netflix. Try to enjoy time for yourself without thinking of all these things, because then, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. So it's good for your sanity. Just relax. Jessica, I'm getting good things for you at this time. Remain positive.
Yeah, so it's really interesting that you said that, because one of the first things I actually pulled for Samantha herself was actually the Queen of Wands. I also got the King of Pentacles. for Cathryn, and it feels like this is a really good combination that's coming through. Okay, the Queen of Wands really represents somebody who's becoming more confident within themselves, but also, thought of as, exciting, somebody who is, got her stuff together, like, you know, King of Pentacles. Well, he's the King of the Kings, really. I know the Emperor tends to encompass all of the kings within the tarot deck, but the King is the one that's really been able to encompass, like, he's been able to balance his emotions. He's been able to reach a level of heights, in some ways financially. He's been able to not to be able to look at things in a logical manner, but in a very fair manner. And I feel like this is where Cathryn is as well. So it feels like this is a really good coupling that's happening at the moment. Now, what I'm also being told is it does feel like Cathryn is looking at options in regards to how to bring you over, or this could have to do with legal things. It could have to do with things that are going on, around him. Like, he's looking at, how do I do this? Or, what paperwork do I have to do? Like, he's looking, at ways to bring this forth. And it's for the bottom security. So this is like, or for the ultimate security, the completion. And that's being shown with this 10 of Pentacles coming in. So it's interesting because I also got the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. So there's a future, it's looking forward to the future, and it's working together as that couple to bring forth, this place of feeling complete within this cycle, right? Feeling complete within this relationship, feeling complete, all of those things that are happening. And again, this could have to do with, him bringing you over, or, working on this, something along that line. But it feels like things are really starting to happen now, even though you may not see them at the moment. And again, I do get that he may have, his thoughts might be, okay, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Should I do it this way? I feel like the 7 of Cups also embodies you, though, where you're like, is this going to happen? Is this going to, so that's where that overthinking comes through, because the 7 of Cups really encompasses the overthinking. And so if I look at it as a couple, it's like both the Queen and the King are overthinking, in different ways, in different manners, though. But the ultimate goal is for this 10 of Pentacles. And I feel like this is really positive energy. This also could have to do with your job too, Jessica, because it does feel like there is this element coming through here of more security, and this could have to do with your position or your job. Okay. And again, looking, into the future. So I do feel like it's basically what it's saying here is stop panicking. Exactly like what Amy said. Stop panicking. Be calm, because things are happening. You just might not be seeing the results of them at this moment. So I hope that gave you some sort of, some sort of clarity, or that it, kind of helped relax you a little bit, because I do feel that, even though the results aren't here yet, they're on their way. And that's something to really remember. Okay. And sometimes, here's the thing, is that you don't want to think yourself out of something, right? Like, so try to control those thoughts, don't get into a place of negativity. Try to stay, more focused in on the positive aspects of the future. All right. So we've got Samantha coming through. Samantha is a Scorpio, and she wants to know what's coming forward for my birthday in November. Ooh, okay. Is there anything specific that you want more clarification on, Samantha? Just asking.
I was just, gonna try to pick up, anything general, anything that she might need to hear.
And you're so welcome, Jessica. I hope that helped. Ooh, okay.
Sorry. Sometimes
Oh, no, there's no rush. Don't
okay,
worry.
because sometimes I feel like I have to shuffle more for others.
Yeah.
It's Okay, so okay. So I don't know if you've been feeling like overwhelmed or you're going through something, a situation where you feel you don't have full support or help in. You know, we can't always do everything ourselves, and it's okay to ask for help. If you need the help, ask for it. If you have close family member or friends that you can reach out and say, hey, like, I don't know, I need a break, can you watch the kids for a couple of hours, or whatever the case may be. I'm getting that card that you need to ask help from others, you know. It'll help you feel less stressed, because we can't do everything. You know, we're going to be physically and emotionally stressed, and you know, sometimes we need that break, that even if it's like 2 hours. Hey, can you watch my kids for 2 hours? Like, I need it, you know. I'm also getting recovery. So whatever you feel that is not coming through for you right now, um, you think you're not going to reach a specific outcome, something that you're wanting to come forth for you, I'm getting it. It's gonna come through for you. Whatever you're struggling with right now, whatever worries you, it's gonna be okay. Is what I'm getting for you at this time, Samantha. And I'm also getting to look for a sign. So I've gotten this for you before. They're sending you, your spirit guides, angels, they're sending you messages, you know, and I know you're very aware of those messages. So just keep paying attention to that, is what I'm getting for you.
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's something coming through here, and I'm not exactly sure what this is relating to. You might want to clarify this. Um, I'm actually okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that this does not have to do with relationship. Okay. This feels like it could have to do with work. It could have to do with hobbies. It could have to do, like, it feels like something else, but it's really asking you to choose a new direction and to take action. Okay. In regards to this. And I keep getting this energy, like, this even could have to do with your thought process. Okay, like your thought process, or maybe perhaps, if you are or have been in a place of, depression, overthinking, stress, that sort of thing, because it's really saying it's up to you. It's up to you to take charge now. It's up to you to, find that path, choose a new direction. This even could have to do with, maybe to some degree, even asking people for help. Maybe it's the wrong people. I don't know how big of a collection of people that you do have, but it just feels like there is something that is going to, when you talk about your birthday coming through, it feels like there's going to be something, some sort of epiphany that comes forward for you in regards to, I feel like, to take this next month, okay, and not really try not to be in a place where you're overthinking or stressed, because I did get that Nine of Swords energy, and there's a lot of, inner turmoil that's basically going on. But I'm also getting the Queen of Pentacles, which really talks about grounding energy. It talks about like abundance. It talks about, being in a place of healing, right? Like to start healing yourself, taking charge of your healing. But I feel like that healing has to do with like the inner healing, like our mental state, our mental mind, our, emotional sense. And especially if you are a Scorpio, you are going to be feeling things on a deeper level. Okay. Scorpios have a really unique way of feeling things that not, the rest of the planet really feels. Okay. You're going to be feeling them on a deeper level than others. And I mean, Scorpios have a very high intuition as well. And, they're, when I say species, they're a beautiful species. Like, they really are. You know what I mean? Because they're unique in themselves. But there can be a lot of overthinking, and there can be a lot of, mental stress, that is automatically is coming through. And this is what I keep getting, for you: emotional stress, mental stress. And I feel like what your guides are saying to you is like, there needs to be a new direction. Okay. There needs to be a new direction within your mindset. Now, this could be, just as something as simple. Maybe you need to watch like more law of attraction videos. Maybe you need to get into a place of more positive thinking. Maybe you just need, but it does feel like, it kind of feels like you get out of a cycle and then you bring yourself back into a cycle. And I hope that that makes sense to you. But I feel like this cycle is ready to end. Okay. And you're going to be the one that's going to end it. And that's why it feels like it's saying, it's up to you, because you're the one that's going to be bringing yourself out. And I feel like release, if you can, as much as you can, of the 3D realm, and, try to, encompass, I guess, is like the 5D realm, and see the things as to how you want them to be, as opposed to how they are at this particular moment. Now, the other interesting thing is, two of the cards that actually flew out were the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So, I'm also getting the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And I feel like, I don't know, are you like there's an advance in some way within your relationship. So I don't know exactly what your relationship status is right now, but it feels like there's some sort of offer coming through of more security. Okay. So I don't know if this is like, hey, you want to live together, you want to get engaged, you want to but this 10 of Cups is really talking about, again, it's very similar to the 10 of Pentacles, but it also is more like the happy family or happy place of completion, like an emotional completion where you're feeling just secure within yourself. Now, this might not happen exactly on your birthday, okay? But what I keep getting here is like there is some sort of offer or something that is coming in within your relationship. And especially when we've got this King of Wands and Queen of Wands, I mean, that's a lot of passionate energy. That's a lot of excitement energy. There's like, if you guys are having great sex, good for you, because it's showing in these cards. Like, that's basically what I'm saying. Oh, look at that shit. Right? Like, there's a lot of passion, that's coming from, from this reading. And I feel like you just have to bring yourself into a place. She says, yes, he needs to hurry up, but I'm single right now. Yeah. So this even could be, where, things change within this relationship. I know it's hard, but I really don't feel like a rush is exactly necessary at the same time, simply because of the fact that, and so when I say not a rush, I don't mean years from now. Okay. Like, I just feel, like there might be a, it might not be right on your birthday. It could be before, it could be like, but I feel like within this next few months, up until like the end of the year, maybe into the beginning of next, there's a change that is showing to happen. There might even be an apology for something. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but it might not be an exact apology where, hey, I'm really sorry, but it might be presented in some sort of form of action of an apology of something. But look at this, literally 9 of Cups flies out. Like basically what Spirit is saying to you is that by changing your mindset, by changing, again, not watching just the current circumstances of things that are happening at this particular moment, but really start placing yourself into where it is that I want to be at this moment. Where is it that I, can imagine myself in the future, and really start encompassing those energies. Because I really do feel like this will help make a difference moving forward. And I feel that, again, it's asking you, choose a new direction, right? Like, take action, and it's going to be up to you. And I feel like this is emotional and mental stuff that's coming through. And by doing a small little process, you will see that change or that shift that you've been kind of waiting for. So I hope that helps. I hope that gave you some clarity. Otherwise, I feel like really good things are coming through. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but it looks really, really good. Hey, Shelly, and thank you so much for joining us. Remember, guys, if you do want a reading, make sure that you are a subscriber of the Oracle Intuitions channel on YouTube. And there is a process down below of how to submit a donation in order for your reading. Okay. I'm also getting she says, I just want to be happy, but I get emotional a lot and I feel his energy a lot. Yeah. Here's the thing is that you got to remember that his energy is separate from yours. And, we've all been there, right? Where we can feel somebody's energy and it can sometimes weigh on us, right? Because, especially as women, we want to help, we want to be there, we want to, figure out what's going on. We want to see how that energy is related to us, especially. But we might be sometimes tapping in at just I don't mean that you're purposely like reaching in, but you might be feeling, the emotions that are more negative because of things that are going on around him. They might not be relating to you.
Right.
And I feel like this is really important to clarify as well. And I've done that, several times where I felt an emotion and I'm like, oh, what does it have to do with me? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you're like, okay, whether you ask them or not, you're going to be like, or you somehow find out like, okay, that had nothing to do with me. I was just picking up an energy, and you got to kind of chill and you got to relax and also really ground yourself. Really ground yourself, because I do feel some grounding energy would really be beneficial for you. Yeah. So, all right, let's go to Will. And Will wants a general reading.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't have. Okay.
You're so welcome, Samantha. And thank you. It's always a pleasure. Yeah.
So for Will, I'm getting like, I'm not getting too much. I'm getting like,
Hi, Nicola.
So is there like a situation, something that you're going through right now that you're needing to make a decision on? I'm getting the card that it's up to you and you need to do more research into it. You need to look into it more. Try to figure out, how or what can help you make this decision. I'm not sure if this is due to, work, relationship, in general, or specific situation. But that's what I'm getting at this time. It's up to you is the card that I'm getting. There's something that you need to make a decision on. I'm also getting that you're needing to open up your eyes a little more. You're getting signs. You're getting reach out to somebody, maybe someone that maybe can help you with this decision. I'm just getting there's something that you need to look into, and maybe Kathy can elaborate more onto that. I'm getting there's something you need to look into more, pay attention to signals, signs that you're already getting, and in the end, this whole situation, I'm just getting that it's going to be up to you. You need to make that action or that decision is what I'm getting at this time. I'm not getting too much from Will, but Kathy will elaborate a little more.
Yeah, it's really interesting because one of the cards that came through is actually the Judgment. And so when we talk about making a decision, I do feel like there's it might be that you're holding yourself back on something simply because of past energy instead of moving forward with it or making the decision to move forward on it. I am getting this judgment card. So really all of the other cards are really having to do with new and movement forward in some way. Like we've got the Six of Swords, we've got the Ace of Wands. It feels like you're in this place where you're trying to master yourself. And I love this energy, right? Because it's really working on ourselves. But at the same time, with that judgment card coming through, it really talks about there might be a little bit more work where you're holding yourself back from something. And again, I'm not sure exactly if this has to, I feel like this might have to do with relationships. I could be wrong on that, but it feels like there's an aspect where you're sort of in this place of, well, you know what? It didn't work out that great last time. Or there's a fear coming through, or, something along that line. And it's really saying here, especially with this judgment card, to go in and really work on the releasing of this energy, because I feel like it's sort of holding you back a little bit. It's like I feel like it might be time to take a chance on something, whatever that chance is. And again, this could have to do with a person, it could have to do with a relationship, maybe it's a job offer. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm also getting the Six of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles. So it's like there's new energy coming in, and it does feel like this is reciprocated energy. Okay, especially if this might have to do with a relationship. I'm also getting the Empress, which you actually did, I believe, have last week. And, the Empress really encompasses, self-care, abundance, things becoming bigger and brighter, especially with the sun coming through as well. So the sun coming through is like a really, really, I mean, it's the most positive card in the deck, right? And it's sort of like no matter what the storm is, the sun is going to come through. And I feel like, first of all, you need that reminder, like no matter what things are. And it feels like you're moving away from old energies here. And I feel like that might be where you're a little stuck. You might be a little stuck. Like you're releasing the old, but you're heading towards the new. And you're sort of in this place of like, if I look at this boat with the Six of Swords, it kind of feels like maybe the boat's caught on something at the moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like it kind of feels like you're in this place of, I'm almost to this point of releasing. I'm almost to this point of letting go, but I'm just a little stuck. And I feel like you need to figure out what exactly you're stuck on. And that's where that judgment comes in. And it, the judgment makes us, kind of take a pause and look into ourselves, and again release old energies, and remember to do things not because of past energy. Don't do things because you're being told to do them. Like this is something that you're feeling within yourself. I'm also really getting this energy that something is coming through in regards to your intuitive abilities. Again, it feels like this pause might even have to do with the fact that Spirit wants you to take more time with your own personal abilities, coming through quite strongly. And look, I literally just freaking pulled this out, the High Priestess. Look at that. Can't fucking make that up, guys. Can't make that up. Sorry. But that's what I was feeling. And it does feel like there's more intuitive abilities that are coming through. And I feel like this is time to start following or heading down sort of that path a little bit of really focusing in on what energies am I picking up, right? And not confusing them with the 3D realm of what it is that you're seeing, but actually truly listening to what's going on the inside, or what it is that you're hearing or seeing, or what visions are coming through, or however it is that you might be receiving messages, from your personal guides. And I literally, I laughed when I saw that, because I literally just shuffled and the High Priestess falls out, and I'm like, yeah, I just keep feeling this energy coming through. So I hope that gave you some sort of help, Will, but it feels like, again, there might be a little bit of pause coming through here because there's something that needs to be released or something that needs to be worked on. But I feel like things are starting to finally really move forward for you. And I feel like don't let fear hold you back. And I believe that's something very similar to what you said, Amy. Is that right? Like there's a fear or something.
It's basically like he needs to take action. He needs to do something, make some sort of decision. And that it's really completely up to him. It's something that he needs to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I really feel like too, no matter what the decision is, as long as it's for the benefit of you moving forward, you're not going to make a wrong decision is what I keep getting. You know what I mean? Like basically as long as you're trusting your instincts and as long as you're doing the thing that actually feels good inside for you, you're not going to flub it up. You're not going to lose anything, that's not meant for you, right? You're only going to receive the things that are meant for you. And that's what I keep feeling also coming through. So, we're going to go into Miguel. If anybody does want a reading that's watching and you want to, still receive a reading tonight, quickly put in a donation, let me know. And otherwise, we're going to finish it off with Miguel for tonight. So, Will, I hope that helped, and I hope it gave you some sense of clarity as well. Miguel just wants a general reading.
So a lot of what I already got from Miguel, I've gotten this from him before. You have the support, you have the resources. You just need to take action and focus on it and start working on it and not push it off to the side. Once you do this, I'm getting the opportunity card, which is it's good shit. The opportunity door is there. It's open. You just need to focus on what you need to do and just get it done because you have everything that you need in order to do so. I'm also getting that, and this probably has to do with something I already know, but I'm getting that whatever you're worried about, you're struggling with right now, what's stressing you, probably it's us, stressing us. It's something else, not him and I. It's going to come to a peaceful resolution. We're going to get past that situation. But like I said, that probably also has to do with, this other card that I pulled for you. You have to take action. Take action so that you can have that peaceful resolution, so we can get past that hump and move forward. And, the opportunity, I think it has to do with you, your business, what you can offer. You have everything that you need. You just need to focus on it, do it, take action, like get it together, get it started, do it. And that's what I'm getting for you at this time.
It's really interesting because the first thing I get when tapping into you is a lot of okay. There's still a lot of old energy that still keeps popping up. Okay. Now the interesting thing here is that, wow. So when I look at these are all, first of all, major arcana. I just realized that. And so, if you know the tarot, the major arcana is sort of the, so it has been said, so it shall be done type of energy, whereas the other energies are kind of players, within the major arcana, right? Like they give a little bit more information, but the thing that comes through first is the Tower. And so when I look at the Tower, for me, the Tower, can sometimes mean a couple of things. Okay. When you look at sometimes the Tower, it can be like a sudden change, whether it's good or bad, like, something about, a disastrous type of energy, or it could be a really positive energy because it's a sudden change. It can, but when I'm looking at the Tower, for me, a lot of times what the Tower means for me personally is a building of a new foundation. And because, there's this older energy that keeps coming through. He says, my oldest daughter. Yeah, that could be it. But it feels like past energy that keeps, resurfacing, right? And it's trying to, interfere with your happiness and your security and all of that. And it's not really doing it on a particularly physical level. This is more of a mental and emotional level, right? And so what I feel like looking at the Tower, and then we've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is like, start taking action. So if I was to look at this as it telling a story, which I sometimes like to do with tarot, to me, this Chariot is bringing new bricks to build a new tower. Okay. So you're starting a new tower from the bottom up. You're starting a new foundation. And that would be your life with Amy, your kids, all of that. But, you got to start actually building that tower. And you can't build you can't build a new foundation on an old platform. You know what I'm getting at? Like, you're not going to have old wood underneath a new foundation, because that wood is going to crack and it's going to break and it's not going to be, very strong or sturdy. And so what it's being followed by is the Death card, which is talking about it's time for a transformation. It's time to transform, and it's time to release that old energy, however it happens. But the Death card is such a beautiful energy for me. Same with the Tower. I know a lot of people look at them and they're like, for me, it's like this beautiful change that's coming through, especially with the Hierophant that's following it. Okay. And so what it's really saying to me here is that by releasing that old energy, by not being in a place where you're letting it interfere with you, or trying to, sometimes we just have to be stern, right? Sometimes we have to be stern, especially if it does have to do with your oldest daughter. Sometimes you just got to say, look, you know what, I love you, but I can't let you interfere with this new foundation in my life. And because it's not just one person that this is affecting. This is a whole variety of people. It's affecting your kids, it's affecting your wife. And hey, if you want to be a part of this is how you have to behave. This is what you have to do. And sometimes that can be the hardest thing, to do. But what it's also showing me here is I've got the Page of Wands with the King of Wands. And it really feels like by doing this, it's almost like, again, I talk about evolving or ascending, but it brings you from that Page of Wands type of energy where in some ways you've got this, home, happiness, wife, kids, all of this stuff, but there's still a sense of, to some degree, being unsettled. It's not that you're unsettled with them, you're unsettled within yourself. And I feel like by allowing that Tower to happen, or that Tower moment with that Death card happen, where you're allowing that transition of however it needs to be, it brings you into that King of Wands, right? Where you're in that place. Again, this is passionate. This is transformative. This is exciting and new and adventurous. And this is somebody who doesn't have fears about trying something new, whether this has to do with the business or whether it has to do with advancing your relationship to a deeper level, or even just being in a different place within yourself. You're ready to take that step. And I feel like you've been on the precipice of this for a while now, but you just have to be in this place of, I've still got this old energy hanging on. I've still got this, these things that are making me feel like I literally am hearing this. It almost brings you into this energy of like, when this energy comes through, or this person comes through, it's like, I'm not able to be the man that I know I am, because they keep bringing me back to who I was, or to old energy of what is no longer happening, or who I was in the past, or whatever it was. And there's a lot of people that try to do that, right? Whether this is our friends, our family, things like that. Like, I've had conversations with people that I haven't talked to, in sometimes 10 years. And the first thing they'll say is like something dumb, that maybe you did like 10 years ago, instead of saying, "Hey, I'm really proud of you for, raising 3 kids on your own, owning your car outright, not, having a great job that you're doing and then they'll go, "Oh, you remember that time?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
Terrible.
fuck off, dude. Or girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like and I mean, there's a difference between, joking over the past, but some people want to live in the past, and those are those people that always keep bringing it up, right? They'll always bring up, "Yeah, but you remember that other time? You remember that time in high school? Remember that time in junior high? Remember that time in elementary?" And you're like, "Yeah, okay, I've had 3 kids. I've done this. I've done that. Like, I am this person." "Yeah, but you remember that time?" And then you always are going to get those people, right? But you know what? That's where you just kind of go, "Okay, you know what? When you realize that I've grown or matured, what when you've matured, then you can come to me, because I'm not playing this game with you anymore. I'm not playing this game, because it's disrupting not only myself and our relationship, because our relationship can't grow if you're being in the past. And that's something that we all have to, recognize. Like, I've done the same thing, where, maybe somebody did something, and you're kind of holding on to the past, instead of looking at them and going, "Wow, wow, I'm so proud of you for maturing." And but you also have to realize that within yourself, Miguel. I feel like that is super important. And once you realize that within yourself, and you gain the strength of being that person of who you are right now, and recognizing it, and seeing how far you've come and how far you've grown, these little things aren't even going to phase you. You're going to be in a stronger place of being like, "Hey, I want to build this business. This is what I'm going to do." But that past energy sometimes keeps coming in, and you doubt yourself. And there's absolutely no reason to doubt yourself, is what I keep getting. So I hope that helped. And, sometimes allowing forgiveness, not only for others, but most especially for ourselves, can be a really hard process, right? But once we learn to forgive people for who they were at the time, or allowing, ourselves to recognize that's not the same person there, of who it is. And even if you can't physically say to them, "I forgive you," you can say it within yourself, right? Or if this has to do with you, you can look at yourself and go, "I forgive me." Like, without placing blame anywhere, right? I forgive me. And that it really helps release a lot of those energies. So, yeah, I hope that gave you some clarity, because I really do feel like once you kind of allow yourself this process, things are really going to start shifting and changing for you, and they will make that difference for you. So I hope that's helped. Guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. Remember to catch Nami on Mimi's Holistics on TikTok, and she is now on YouTube as well. She might not be on YouTube on a regular basis, but make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell, so that you will be notified when her videos come on. And I'm looking forward to them too. If you want a personal reading with Nami, you can contact her through her Etsy store. It's on her TikTok
Bio.
bio. Yeah. I was like, what do they call that on TikTok? I don't know. Guys, if you want a personal reading with me, please contact me at oracleintuitions.com. It was an absolute pleasure to be here tonight. We'll see you guys next week and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.